Peace and welcome back to the One King podcast, man. I'm the host, Showtime. Thank you for joining in, for tuning in, for tapping in. It's definitely going down. So this podcast is very quickly becoming one of my favorite things to do, one of my favorite things to get into, just because I got a lot to say. I like to get my opinions out. I like to voice my opinions, and this podcast is one of the ways that I do that. So thank y'all very much for tapping in, tuning in, man. And if you're continuing to watch, thank you. Obviously, I'm doing something that you like, or you're hearing something that you like, so continue to do so. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and stay tuned in with me. So let's dive right in, man. Let's dive right in. Today's podcast, what I want to talk about is motivation. Today is the motivation episode because, a lot of times, it's easy to get motivated, but it's hard to stay motivated. I heard the saying, motivation is like a good bath. You don't wash your butt every once and then just keep going. You wash your butt every day to stay to stay clean. So it's kind of like motivation. You got to motivate yourself some way every day in order to stay motivated. So let's keep it pushing that way. Another thing about motivation is that a lot of people think that motivation is an exterior force or an exterior energy that you get. I believe that motivation is interior. Now, there are triggers, there are certain conduits, there are certain factors that could accelerate your motivation. However, at the end of the day, the motivation comes from within. They can't make you do nothing. They can make you do something by force. However, motivation is internal. Motivation is driven from inside, inside out. So with that being said, one of the things I think about is like, what's motivating me? What's motivating me currently? And it's like I said, it's a lot of external factors, like what's going on with the nation, what's going on with the presidency, what's going on with, just the state of the people in general that motivates me is like, what do you do? How do you stay relevant in this? With jobs being cut, government jobs being cut, people that had these jobs for 15, 20 years, even if you had it for 1 year, for the job to just be cut by Doge and Elon Musk, you got to do something now. You could either be like, oh man, why this happened to me? Or it could motivate you to be like, all right, I was resting on my laurels. I was getting too comfortable anyway in that position. And me from the outside seeing it is like, dang, man, that could happen to any of us. Those were secure government funded jobs that were cut. So while you at your 9 to 5, your day job, it could happen to any of us, really. So let's keep that in mind and utilize it as motivation. Because for me, it's like, well, if that were to happen to me, or if that were to happen to any of us, what would we do? What would be the next move? We got to be motivated to have a plan in place. And I think a lot about, motivation when it comes to just general circumstance. Like, I read something to say, good is never enough for me. And, that ain't about dissatisfaction, but there's always better and great. So good is good. However, there's better and great. There's fantastic. There's superb. There's super. So, never settle, and never think that, there's not more for you out there, because there's more for everybody. The more you want, the more you get. The more you strive for, the more you achieve. And that's important to think about. I also think about motivation a lot of ways, like when it comes to, relationships, motivation when it comes to friendships, when it comes to, just being around other individuals. One of the things I heard and I learned that if you're the smartest person in your circle, you need to get in a different circle. If you're the richest person in your circle, you need to expand your circle. That sort of thing. So that's motivation as well. It ain't about striving to be better than anyone. It's about knowing and recognizing that there's always better out there. Les Brown said, the average individual makes money-wise within 3,000 to 5,000 of the people they spend most of their time around. So if you spending around most of your time around people that got $10,000, then you likely go make 5 to 10, 3 to 5 around it. If you spending your money around 100,000-aires, that's what it. If you spending your time around millionaires, that's billion, and so forth and so on. So just something to keep in mind, and that's motivation. Knowing these facts, knowing this information, is supposed to act as motivation. You know, I used to listen to motivational tapes every day on the way to work, and one of the reasons why I stopped doing it so often is because it caused me to really start judging the situation that I was in, and it caused me to judge people around me. And that's not why I was listening to the motivational speeches. I was listening to it to motivate myself. However, internally, subconsciously, what it did for me is it started making me be like, well, yeah, why am I spending time around these individuals? What are the people that I'm spending my time with and my energy with? What are they doing to elevate themselves? What are they doing so that it can help drive me? You know, and you know, a lot of the basketball players, the NBA players, they talk about how they thought they were good until they saw Kobe Bryant. They thought they were good until they played with LeBron James. They thought they were good until they got to whatever level. And I think about that all the times with myself. I thought I was good until I started being around other college players. I thought I was good until, you know, I started playing against the best in the country and the best in the nation and things like that. And it definitely changes your perspective and it motivates you. I gotta be in the gym. I gotta hop in the gym. Hey, if he ain't even looking at the rail and he in that shot, I gotta figure out how to do that. I gotta hop in the gym. And just as far as like I was kind of alluding to as far as relationships, it's like we should be motivating each other inside of our relationship. If you get with a person who's like, "I love you for you," and you don't never gotta improve, you don't never gotta be better. That's complacency. Because if you really got love for somebody, you're going to want them to be the best version of themselves. You're going to want them to be an elevated version of themselves. And you're going to want them to be a version of themselves that's not satisfied with what y'all came into. You know, it's supposed to be about coming together, building together, and accelerating and advancing. That's what real growth looks like. That's what true relationships look like. So it's important to keep all those sort of things in mind when you're dealing with, you know, choosing a partner. When you find yourself like, dang, I've been with this individual for such and such years, and we still live in the same house, or we still make the same amount of money combined, or you know, our children ain't really exceeding our expectations or their expectations of us. Like it's all relevant. You know, it's all there for us to look at and diagnose. You know, I always say do the knowledge, look, listen, observe, and respect the situation. Look, listen, observe, and the respect piece of part of it because the respect is, you know, you got to respect not the part, the role you playing in it. You know, if it ain't no growth, if it ain't no acceleration, if it ain't no advancement, what part are you playing in that? You know, and how do you fix it? You know, that's why you got to respect it. You know, respect is dealing with acknowledgement. First, you got to acknowledge the situation, and then you can begin to repair or make some modifications or changes for the better. You know, so it's just for me, man, with everything going around us. I'm in Green Bay, Wisconsin, right? And this year we are, I guess, lucky enough, or we've somehow secured the NFL draft will be here this year at the end of April. And right now in Green Bay, Wisconsin, what that looks like for us is they're starting to modify the city. They starting to shut certain roads down, the streets down over by the stadium. They building stages and they getting ready for the world because the whole world gonna be watching this NFL draft. You know, the eyes gonna be on the city. So everybody's striving to get ready for the city. Get the city ready for everybody to come here. And I don't think anybody in this town is prepared for it. The population of Green Bay right now and surrounding areas is no more than 120,000. Not 500,000, not 200,000. 125,000 tops, most. And that's in Green Bay and surrounding areas. That's the suburbs. That's Wabannon, Swamico, Howard. You know, whatever you like, however you want to view Green Bay. Last year's Alexa, how many people attended last year's NFL draft?
From LATimes.com. The league announced its record-breaking numbers Monday from last week's NFL draft, including an estimated 600,000 in attendance over 3 days.
She said it was 600,000 people at last year's NFL draft. The whole entire community of Green Bay, the most it could be here is 150,000. 600,000 people attended last year's NFL draft in Kansas City. 600,000. That's that's 6 times more people than we've seen here in this town. And we think we're ready for it. All the businesses like, oh, we're going to make so much money. It's going to be it's going to be so good for the economy. 600,000. When we have Packer games here, they block off the roads, and all the local people complain about how much traffic it is. All the local people complain about what stores they can't go to, or how they just gonna stay in the house during the game. And that's not that happened 8 weeks during the NFL season. It's 8 home games, maybe 9. And people complain about that. Lambeau Field holds 70,000 people. 70,000. And we complaining about traffic. We complaining about the city being shut down or certain roads being shut down for 70,000 people. And 600,000 is coming at the end of April. What type of motivation do you think that gives people in Green Bay, Wisconsin? It motivates me to want to be about this motherfucker for them 3 days. But I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. I got work and things like that. You know, my children, they live over by the stadium. They already blocked off some of their streets and things like that. So I don't know what the fuck they finna do. But, I mean, I feel like it's motivating people to strive or attempt to get ready. However, that's the one thing that I want to talk about with motivation. It's better to have motivation and not need it than to need motivation and not have it. It's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. It's better to have knowledge and not need it than to need knowledge and not have it. We got to get ready. Today is April 2nd when I'm recording this podcast. Not sure when you're watching it, but right now it's April 2nd. We got 21 days before the NFL draft hits here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Now, I don't know if y'all ever been to the All-Star game, if y'all ever been to All-Star weekend or anything like that, Super Bowl. I don't know if y'all ever been to there around that kind of thing. But it's media coming in. It's so much media. It's almost as much media coming as players. It's in the draft. Like, so it's going to be media from everywhere. These people are born to be behind the camera. These people are behind the camera all day. They look good. They smell good. They feel good. They're confident being in front of fans. I don't know if y'all know what that does to people that ain't used to seeing those kind of people. People that ain't used to seeing Hollywood. People ain't used to seeing me. But your girlfriend liked them. And your boyfriend liked them. So it needs to motivate y'all motherfuckers to get a hold on y'all relationship, get a hold on y'all, whatever y'all got going on. I'm telling y'all, I'm not trying to threaten nobody. I'm not trying to scare nobody. I'm trying to motivate y'all. I'm trying to motivate me. I'm trying to see what the fuck I'm going to be doing during the draft, you know? So, hey, and I'm not joking. I'm not playing. It's April. It's April 2nd, man. Y'all got about 21 days to get y'all shit together here in Green Bay. It's potholes and shit in the road, in the roads out here, man. These little cities. I'm telling y'all, man, it's hard to describe Green Bay. It's hard to describe what we finna go through. So during the football season, when the Green Bay Packers play, across the street from Lambeau Field are houses. Not hotels. There's some hotels over there now. They build them up over here. But it's houses that people lived in for real. Now, a lot of people that came out and bought them houses and turned them into like Packer party houses or like tourist houses for when people come to the game. But until up about 4 or 5 years ago, people actually lived in them houses and got to watch the game from their backyard or see the stadium from their backyard. I'm not joking. I'm not kidding with you. The Lambeau Field is in a neighborhood. It's in a neighborhood. It's Lambeau Field. It's the rest center and a couple gas stations. Outside of that, it's houses that people live in every day and go to school at, and go to school and work from. This is where the NFL draft is gonna be at. It's people houses over there, and you know, people been trying to Airbnb and rent out their houses and stuff like that because it is a chance to make some money. It's going to be people driving from 2 hours away from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Green Bay, Wisconsin every day to attend the draft. Which in San Antonio, a 1 hour commute ain't nothing. Wasn't nothing for me. I would do it every day. And if it was traffic, it'd be an hour and a half. So driving from Milwaukee to Green Bay ain't nothing to these people. So it's going to happen. But if you so happen to live in Green Bay and you have the opportunity to own your house or if you can rent it out $4,000 a night for 3 nights or $5,000. I don't even know what people willing to pay. All I know is that it's a money making opportunity, and people got to be motivated to take advantage of it. Whether it's Airbnb, Craigslist, however y'all want to do it, but it's happening, man. I don't think y'all know. It's not enough hotels here in Green Bay. It's not enough hotels in the surrounding areas. Appleton is 30 minutes away. Ain't enough hotels in Appleton. 600,000 was that last year's NFL draft. Even if half of that came to us, 300,000, that's still triple our population. What kind of money is to be made, man? What kind of friendship, what kind of relationships? Like, you could meet people that you will know for the rest of your life. You can run across some people that you may never see again. Well, how do we take advantage of this opportunity? Are you motivated to do so, Green Bay? Let's go to the One King podcast. Want to know what you finna do. A family friend, business owner around here, she got an event called Escape the Draft. Escape the Draft. It's going to be so much shit going on revolving around the draft. She got creative enough to say, what if you don't want to be a part of the fucking draft? What if you don't? What is you going to do during them 3 days when everybody else is drafting or NFLing, whatever the fuck they do? What you going to do? So Tasha them over there, they got Escape the Draft event. Shout out to Urban Cultural Arts. Tasha them. Check out the link in the bio. Find out what the Escape the Draft, not the bio, but check out the link in the description. Find out what the Escape the Draft thing is about. Find out what other alternatives you have if you don't want to be over by Lambeau Field. If you don't want to be involved in the draft, find out what other alternatives I have. They had a class. They was given a free class that they was teaching through the Community Resource Center. They was teaching the free class how to deal with traffic, how to deal with strangers, how to deal with being frustrated as fuck because you got to live your regular life doing this. I hope some people attended that class. I hope some people really, because we're going to see people go berserk. We're going to see people go postal out here, man. People are not used to dealing with no traffic out here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Not at all. Not at all, man. I drive 15 minutes to work right now. During the drive, I can guarantee you it's going to be much longer than that. My job ain't particularly by the drive, but it's in Green Bay. It's in the city. So what I can tell you right now is that if you drive from one side of Green Bay to the east, from the east side to the west side of Green Bay, you can do it successfully with about 4 or 5 traffic lights in about 11 to 12, 13, 14 minutes on a long day. That's what Green Bay is right now today. Green Bay's not going to be that during the drive. It ain't even enough road on the streets here to handle the cars. and the Uber people talking about, man, we going to clean up. Ain't even the name, y'all ain't even going to be able to drive. Ain't even no room for y'all to drive Uber. I don't think y'all understand, man. Ain't no real taxi companies here. We got Yellow Cab, like Universal Taxi. It's like 3 or 4 taxi companies here, and they got like 5 or 10 taxis. If they do got 20, I'll be amazed. Ain't no taxis here, man. Ain't enough Ubers and Lyft drivers to save the world here. People gonna be commuting from all over the world to try to be Lyft drivers here because we ain't got enough to handle it. So I'm just saying, man, motivation is key when you know this information. Motivation is key when you see this type of thing coming. They've been talking about for the year. Countdown to the NFL draft. Green Bay, Wisconsin. Motivated. Are you motivated? How are you motivated? What motivates you? A lot of people like to believe money motivates them. Money don't fucking motivate us. Maybe what we could buy with the money motivate us. But if a person told you, I'm going to give you $1 million, put it in the bank, and you can't touch it, that ain't motivation for me. I don't want it. Like, what the fuck I'm going to do with the $1 million if I can't spend it, if I can't touch it, if I can't do nothing with it? We don't have access to it. So money don't motivate us. It's what you can get with money that motivate us. It's what you're able to buy with money that motivates you. So the experiences, the things, the symbol, the symbolic nature of having the money, that's what motivates us. Money don't fucking motivate you, man. If they changed what currency was worth tomorrow, half of us wouldn't give a fuck. What did that matter to me? Y'all don't, do people even know? When I was in Europe in early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, a euro was worth about $0.33 of a dollar. Like, so if you had $1 that was like $3 in Europe. The euro. It was about 30 cents. Today, a euro is $3 American. So if you got $1 in Europe, you can't buy shit. You gotta have three of them to buy something that costs €1. So I don't know if y'all know that. I don't know if y'all know the currency exchange and that type of shit, but that should motivate you. That don't motivate you. That don't motivate you to get your own money. So right now I've been working nights, man, doing some crazy shit, working nights. I never thought I'd work nights. And like I said, this podcast is about transparency. I've been working nights, right? I've been working nights because I got a 3-year-old, 4-year-old son. And it's been good for me to be able to pick him up from daycare, pick him up from hairstyle. I'm going to get him off the bus in a little bit. You know, been working nights, crazy shit, right? Never thought I'd do it in my life. Super crazy shit, overnight. So recently, I decided like I don't really want to work nights no more. Let me see if I can get back to a day job. So just looking at what jobs is out there and shit like that. What really motivates me though is finding out how to make my own money. So I don't have to have a job no more. What really motivates me is having my own financial independence. That's what motivates me, you know. So like looking at, you know, the job, things like that's motivation. They like $22 an hour, $48,000 a year, $50,000, like $60,000 a year, $70,000. Who knows what dollar amount makes them happy? Nobody really knows until you get to spending that shit. I remember I used to be like, man, if I made $60,000 a year, I'd be great. I made it, and I was the same. I made $60,000 already. I spent the same amount of money. It felt the same. And I went from 45 to 60 and 65. It don't feel no different. It don't feel no different. Trust me. The more you make, the more you spend. The more you make, the more you feel like you need. Trust me. So it's not the money that motivates you, it's what you want to do. It's the experiences that motivate you. So that's why, you know, looking at being your own boss or looking at being financially free on your own is probably one of the best takes you can have because there's no limit. There's no cap. You know, you need more money, you do more work. You work harder. You need more money, you work harder, right? You spend more time on your craft, you get better at it. You know, you work smarter, not harder, that sort of thing. You know, you generate exponentially what you're worth by your expertise, by how good you are at it. Knowing that motivates me to be like, shit, I don't want no real job for real. Like, I don't want no 9 to 5 is what they call it. I really need to fucking focus my efforts and my energies on being my own boss. I need to focus my efforts and my energies on generating my own source of income. So, you know, that's what I'm looking at. But that is a lot harder than hopping on Indeed and updating your resume and trying to, you know, that's a lot harder. That's a lot harder because you don't get the guaranteed income. Like you working a 9 to 5, you know, every week or every 2 weeks you got that paycheck coming. You can count on it like clockwork. It's not like that when you're your own source of income. It's not like that. You know, is that good or bad? You know, sometimes it's feast or famine. Sometimes it's ebbs and flows. However, you know, when the flows come, it's flowing. When the famine is there, you know, it's kind of, you know, low ball. But there's balance in everything. There's balance in everything as long as there's consistency in everything. So, you know, that's just my piece, man. I ain't gonna talk all head off, you know, but today's podcast is about motivation. Take anything I said today. Take anything I said today and apply it to your life, to your situation. Because at the end of the day, it's you that motivate you. You know, some people say envy is motivation. It's not. You know, you wanting what another motherfucker got or seeing what another person got, that's great if it drives you to get something better than what you currently have. However, the motivation is still, I want that. That looks great for them. I feel like it would be great for me. That's the motivation. It's back to you. It ain't like, oh, they got that. I got to get this now. I feel like I should have it. No. That looks like it works well for them. I feel like it worked well for me. That motivates me to do whatever I got to do to strive to get something similar to that. You know, you don't want to have to steal or strive to get exactly what the next man got, the next woman got. Something like that that's suitable for you. You know, one of the things in the Bible is say, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, right? And I look at that for everything, not just the wife. And even podcasting piece. This is nuts. This is nuts. But what I was saying is that coveting thy neighbor's wife is just like coveting somebody's car. You know, you might see a nice sports car or something like that, but you tall as fuck. You can't fit in that. you might see somebody's nice truck, but you don't like spending that much on gas. You cheap. Don't cover what everybody. Don't cover what other people got. Get what's right for you. Get what's precise for you. That's real equality. Equal is having 6 pieces of pie. You cut the pie in half, have 6 pieces over here, 6 pieces over here. Equal is giving an adult 6 pieces and a baby 6 pieces. That's equal. Equality is giving the adult how much they need and giving the baby how much they need. That's equality. Equal is half and half. Equality is giving the person exactly what they want and need. I strive to motivate myself to deal in equality with myself. I don't want what everybody else got. I want what I need, what's for me. That's equality, right? I don't want equal. I don't want separate but equal. I don't want that. I want what's equality for me, for showtime. So, with that being said, I don't know what just happened. I might have to edit this. I might have to, because I was ready to get off. But I want y'all to send y'all questions. I want y'all to send y'all comments. Hit me up. What motivates you? What keeps you motivated? How do you stay motivated? Maybe you can give us some tips and tricks on how to stay motivated. What motivates you on a day-to-day basis? What motivates you on a weekly basis, monthly, yearly, annual basis? Keep us posted, man. My name's Showtime. I want to get up out of here. But before I go, you know I got to hit you with the piece. The piece is, today I'm going to use the acronym, please educate all children equally so that they can stay motivated. But that's what's up, man. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out, man. I'm going to get with y'all next time. Peace.